Live from tape, pre-recorded at our studios in Austin, Texas and Portland, Oregon, it's Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. Hi folks, I'm the Ben of that.
And I'm the Lesley. This is a podcast about television genre and storytelling in which we watch an episode of a show and explore the history of television, one episode at a time.
If you're just now joining us, we're talking about Money Heist, the Spanish-language crime series about a group of professional criminals who try to pull off a massive heist of the Royal Mint of Spain. The series first aired on Spanish television station Antena 3 in 2017 as La Casa de Papel, and its global broadcasting rights were bought up by Netflix by the end of that year. If you're just now joining us, we're talking about Money Heist, the Spanish-language crime series about a group of professional criminals who tried to pull off a massive heist of the Royal Mint of Spain. The series first aired on Spanish television station Antena 3 in 2017 as La Casa de Papel, and its global broadcasting rights were bought up by Netflix by the end of the year. The show itself is split into 3 sessions containing a grand total of 5 parts and 41 episodes. Scripts were written in such a way that the audience was always being forced to view these characters from multiple vantage points and to keep us questioning their stories and motivations. The nonlinear storytelling and longer-form narrative are meant to not only keep us guessing, but subvert the tropes normally associated with the heist genre. Money Heist underwent drastic cuts and re-edits for streaming, having endings rearranged for the sake of an episodic format, according to Netflix standards. So first things first, that nonlinear storytelling format.
Yeah.
I think it is really interesting in the episode we watched that we do not actually see the crime being planned.
Yeah, that really caught me as well. I was very surprised when, like, I don't know, not even 10 minutes into the first episode, like, we're already doing the money heist? Like, isn't that supposed to be what this entire thing is about? Like, I thought we were going to spend all season planning the money heist.
Also, especially because, and granted, you know, the rules of our show, we only watch the episode we're watching.
Right.
Especially because for a chunk of that episode, it very much looks like the heist is going to be done within the episode.
It truly does.
Until, you know, something happens with like 5 minutes to go. But it does very much seem like, oh, okay, in and out. Is the second episode a different crime?
Right, like, are there money heists? Is this like a heist of the week kind of situation? What's going on here?
Now that we have robbed La Casa de Papel, we move on.
Right, but that's not what happened.
Not what happened at all. But anyway, we'll get into that further.
Money Heist has gained international appeal and success for Netflix. As a result, there is a Korean alternate version, Money Heist Korea, Joint Economic Area, a spin-off prequel series just about Berlin's origins, and a Netflix-exclusive documentary series about the success of the show. Alex Pina is the creator and screenwriter of Money Heist, which was born out of his collaboration with director Jesus Colmenar in the Spanish-language prison show Vis-a-Vis. With the original Money Heist in the rearview, Pina is now working on Sky Rojo, which features 30 coins, Silvestre Miguel.
Who played the mayor, Paco.
Yes, in 30 coins.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Small world, no, normal size Spain. I just think it's cool that there's like, that it loops back around to something we've already covered.
I concur.
Ursula Cabrero plays Tokyo, our viewpoint character and narrator. Tokyo has a criminal history that has caused her to have to go on the lam and is quickly recruited by the professor alongside the other members of the heist team. Since the success of Money Heist, Cabrero has since featured in the Amazon Prime series Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the new version, the Disney Plus show Star Wars Visions, which I think was that alternate takes on Star Wars animated one, and the 2021 G.I. Joe movie, Snake Eyes.
Neat. Do you want me to get this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Alvaro Morte plays the professor, the Danny Ocean of the team, who individually recruits the various members of the heist crew and orchestrates their robbery of the Royal Mint of Spain. The professor was initially a struggle to cast, as he needed to be both shy, experienced, and charismatic. Morte comes from the soap opera world, having a main role on El Secreto de Puente Viejo up until being cast in Money Heist, and has since played Logan Alvar in the Wheel of Time series.
Not watched it myself yet.
I haven't either, but I probably should.
Probably should. People like it. It's those two. It's Wheel of Time, and what's the other one? Amazon's doing one, and Apple's doing one. Where they're both like attempts to capture the Game of Thrones market post Game of Thrones, but I'm blanking on what the other one is.
Well, I mean, there's also House of the Dragon, which is literally just
Game of Thrones again, and
Game of
also
Thrones.
Dune Prophecy, which I saw described as God. HBO can't stop making Game of Thrones. The Dune prequel series that takes place only 1,000 years ahead instead of 20,000 years ahead or something.
Right.
But I'm under the impression it involves a lot of noble intrigue, which means, oops, we made Game of Thrones again.
Well, would you look at that? Pedro Alonso plays Berlin, a master criminal and jewel thief who leads the heist operation in the Royal Mint itself. Berlin has intensely threatening energy despite insisting that he's not a killer in the episode that we watched. As we already noted, Alonso starred in the prequel series on Berlin that came out after Money Heist concluded.
Last but not least, we're watching Season 1, Episode 1, Do As Planned. Runaway Tokyo is preparing to leave the country following a botched robbery and a dead partner in crime when she's stopped and recruited by the professor, a strange man promising her an enormous payout for a single job. Tokyo and a team of several other pseudonymously named professional thieves enter a 5-month crash course to learn how to infiltrate and rip off the Royal Mint of Spain undetected. Well, I guess not undetected. That's not true. They're quite detected.
That's not true.
They shoot guns in the Royal Mint.
And they plan to be. Yeah, they plan to be detected, but...
I guess I meant untraceably. Untraceably.
Sure.
We flash forward to a heist in progress with hints of emotional turmoil and mismatched personal relationships that may lead to the crime of a century's bloody downfall. Lesley, we don't have a guest this time,
Ben.
So I'll just simply say this came up because Netflix won't stop recommending it.
Yep, to either of us.
It keeps coming up. I think there was another 30 Coins connection to this, because I remember it coming up in my research. Which is
I'm not sure.
But either way, I obviously I knew this was like a cultural hit.
Right. Yeah. I think it was because it came out like around 2020, right? Like,
yeah. I believe it was aired for English audiences rather on Netflix from like 2018 through 2021.
I just remember it got really huge. I want to say like during like at the beginning of the pandemic.
I'm sure.
I think is where I first started hearing about it.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll be honest, and I think I probably even said this during the 30 Coins episode. I balked at the title. Money Heist just sounds like crime time to me. Like,
I definitely agree. I also balked at the time. I was like, what kind of name is Money Heist?
Money Heist? Okay. Ooh, cops and robbers. Haha. I don't know. For whatever reason, it just didn't click, even though plenty of other, like, you can call something good The Score, and I'm like, I'm in. But for whatever reason,
let's do it.
Money Heist just rolled off.
I'll watch the fuck out of a show called Justified, but if you tell me I gotta watch Money Heist, then I'm like, that's ridiculous.
literally. Anyway, it didn't seem like something I wanted to touch, and then I found out like that it was obviously a heist. Like it's that kind of like, high acrobatic crime, sort of like people crawling through vents and stuff that I realized like, oh, unfortunately I kind of have to be on board for that, don't I?
Right, same, because as a heist enthusiast, which like the name was just so corny that I was like, is it even about a heist, or is this like, what is this?
Well,
I don't know. But then I found out it literally is about Money Heist, and I was like, okay.
And if I can I be so real with you?
Of course you can, Ben.
Translated from Spanish, either like House of Money or House of Paper, much better title.
I agree.
I
agree. I completely agree. Why did they change that? Why did they change that?
I know it's meant to be House of Paper and not money, but like obviously the paper is the money.
Right. But I still think House of Paper would have been a fucking dope ass.
Is it because Netflix? Title. Is it because Netflix has House of Cards and they just didn't want to cross those wires?
You know what? I don't know.
That was one of their.
You could be onto something.
That was one of their first and most successful original TV shows. Until
it fell like a.
It turns out the bottom card was Kevin Spacey.
Oh boy.
Fuck that guy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. The English title it did not appeal to me. Finding out what it was actually about and what the actual Spanish title was. Again, I just wish they had called it that.
I'm same.
But I have some thoughts when it comes to translation throughout this. Not that I'm a expert in speaking Spanish. Obviously, you heard the intro, folks. But I just mean like about why we bother to translate things, and I think we should stop bothering sometimes. But
Yeah.
we'll obviously get to that.
Sure.
Leslie, I guess, what did you think of La Casa de Papel?
Oh my god, I loved it. It's honestly in order to keep my mind clear to record this episode, I have not watched any other episodes
Mm-hmm.
of this series yet. And I'm really happy that we're getting together and sitting down to record this because I really want to watch the rest of it really badly because it is a phenomenal show. The beats are so on point. The way that they do the nonlinear storytelling is more exciting and accelerating than confusing. Like I never felt confused.
Very much
I never
so.
felt like,
Very much so.
yeah, I think that it was just like, oh shit, now we're getting a little lore. It's generally was just so entertaining, and I was on the edge of my seat. And the acting is superb. I absolutely love the professor. I absolutely loved the intro, like how we get introduced to Tokyo and like told her story in a very succinct way that we understand very well. We know exactly what happened. We know exactly what her motivations are. We know exactly why she decided to join this group of thieves. And
Well, we exactly know so far.
so far, yeah.
Apparently,
But
there's
I mean,
there's a lot of revisiting people and whatnot. Like literally, I summarized the quote. Alex Pina and the other writers were like very purposely trying to like, we want to keep changing your idea of what these characters are. That you're not comfortable just setting them down into an archetype. Ah, the bruiser. Oh, the safecracker.
Right.
Oh, the girl with secrets.
While that is true, I do think that at the base of Tokyo's motivations, which is I'm absolutely fucked and I need, retire forever on an island money, was very, very well laid out.
Yeah, very.
I don't
very
have
much
any
so.
questions about that. No questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, what'd you think?
Very straightforward. Actually, real quick, can I touch on generally the nonlinear aspect of it?
Sure.
Okay, so I love nonlinear storytelling. This may surprise nobody because I'm a white guy in his 30s. I love the works of Christopher Nolan.
Sure.
Did everyone take a seat before I said that? Okay.
I hope nobody passed out.
Whatever, but not even like Memento. I mean, I do love Memento, but I meant like Batman Begins is told out of order. Oppenheimer is told out of order or whatever.
Yeah.
I love when a story is told out of order.
Me too.
I say this, so I have respect for the method when I say this, which is that I don't think nonlinear storytelling is very unique anymore. I think
I agree.
not that it has overtaken linear storytelling so much as we just have so much narrative media out these days that there's like, it's a coin flip one way or another now. I think the ratio is
it's
like
a lot
50-50.
less unexpected. It's a lot less unexpected when it happens.
Very much so.
You're just like, oh, okay, this is one of those.
I was talking to a friend of mine, Glory, with whom I collaborate, and I said something to the effect of like, these days, the twist is a reliable narrator. You know what I mean?
That's so true, though. Yeah, that's super true.
Or like I think I am, especially in like a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons kind of like tabletop media, or literally as someone who plays a lot of tabletop games, the idea that maybe the person who's setting you out on your quest is lying to you or has an ulterior motive is like so common or whatever. Or video games. That happens a lot in video games, right? Like GLaDOS, or whatever.
Yes.
Your
the cake. Oh, the BioShock?
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Would you kindly?
There's so many like, things where like, I need you to go gather these objects for me. Haha, you fool. I was using them for evil or whatever.
Yeah.
That like nowadays it's just like, oh, like the straightforward path feels more unique or feels more rare just because the twist has been overdone or is maybe so common that I've come to expect nonlinear storytelling or an unreliable narrator or a motivational twist at the 11th hour or whatever. When it just plays out as intended, that's sometimes a little more surprising. Good.
And I need to comment on this because I actually just watched a season finale of a show in which they did this.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the full first season of Matlock, the new one.
Oh, sure.
God, it's so good. But at the beginning, they're like, okay, so the person who did the crime is one of these three people. And at the end of the season, it was indeed one of those three people. It wasn't like an extra person or like those people were in a red herring. It was literally one of them. It was one of them. And the whole time it was like trying to get to the truth of who won. Like it was a reliably narrated story. And you saying that just reminded me, I literally just watched it yesterday. And I was like, that's so surprising. You're right. It was so refreshing that I was like, oh my God, it was one of these three people. So...
It's not like I don't like the alternative, but it is kind of nice when like the payoff plays by the same rules as the setup.
Right. Like I was expecting it to be some out of left field, who even knows kind of thing. And so when I was like, oh shit, no, it was actually because they make you like all of the characters that are like, suspects and stuff. So you're kind of almost like hoping it's not one of them. And then it is.
So in general, I guess what I'm getting at is like, whatever. It's pretty common, but
yeah.
Money Heist did it in a way where I was genuinely like, oh, wait, whoa, we're jumping around. But like, there is a way to kind of non-linearly tell a setup like something like that. Literally, the other biggest piece of heist media that I'm sure we're both thinking of, and we already mentioned in the script, Ocean's 11 has a non-linear start.
Yep.
But Ocean's 11 doesn't skip over the planning stage completely and jump straight into the crime. So what I'm saying is that even though nonlinear is incredibly common these days, this still managed to do it in a way where I was like caught off guard by the bold choice of skipping they didn't even show the recruitments.
Which is crazy. Yeah, like Tokyo shows up and everybody else has already, the team has been assembled. Tokyo's the last one. What's crazy...
Good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, and I was fully expecting them to have got Tokyo, and then he's like, and there are some other people I have in mind too. And then it does like a montage or something.
Right. Meet the team.
Team.
I'm forming a team. That's like part of heist. I'm forming a team.
Yeah. And whether or not that was
the hacker, the grifter,
And whether or not Tokyo was the first or not, the fact that it then just cuts to, okay, thank you for all meeting me here. Now I'm fully sitting here being like, not like, oh, well, this will just come later in the episode. Now I'm like, no, I want to know how he knows these guys. Like, I want to know. So there is I don't know. I think it's such a bold choice that it is actually like I am refreshingly tantalized by what's coming instead of just going. It feels less through the motions of doing nonlinear when it's actually just like really nonlinear.
And another thing that I really love about the way that they utilize the nonlinear storytelling is that they use it to explain everything very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nature of Tokyo's relationship with the other city whose name I can't remember right now. That was told very like, they don't just use the nonlinear storytelling for the heist part. They use it for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like there's this tension between Tokyo and the other team member. And then like it cuts to them fooling around in this complex that they've been at for months or whatever. And then it tells you that story. And so it's just like, really, really so impressive how they managed to use nonlinear storytelling to very, very quickly explain some pretty complex concepts and interpersonal dynamics and planning and stuff like that, even though they don't show us a lot of the actual planning itself.
And when it cuts away to establishing, oh goodness me, what is the character's name? The younger one. The younger one who is sleeping with Tokyo.
That's what I'm trying to remember. That kid, that guy.
That guy from The Thing.
He has another name that is also a city because that's the point.
Because that's the point, yeah.
Because that's the point. Rio!
Rio, no. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes?
Yeah. When it cuts away to the reveal that Rio and Tokyo have had an ongoing relationship during the planning stage, one that is expressly forbidden. And introduces that relationship, all of, spoilers folks, you know what you're getting into with this show. What, like 5 minutes before he dies?
Yeah. Yeah, like you've just find out about it and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. But that didn't feel under worse writing and direction, that would feel so fucking cheap.
Agreed.
To be like, oh, she has a love interest and he died.
Now he's dead.
That would feel so cheap. Not here. Weirdly not here.
It did not feel cheap here. And I think that the reason that it didn't feel cheap here is that we saw a lot of interactions with Rio and the rest of the team as well. We saw Rio as his own person first before we found out that he and Tokyo were sleeping together. So I think that it just kind of added an element of, oh shit, they're complicated, huh? And now he's dead. Like when he dies, it's as a member of the heist crew. It's not as Tokyo's boyfriend.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right that there is also larger implications for how the rest of the season is going to go, because the idea is that this was going to be a bloodless bloodless crime, that they weren't actually ever going to shoot anyone. The hostages were purely for strategy's sake, and that they did not actually want to confront the police. What's the line? The professor like leans in. He's like, and we have a chance to yada. They'll view us as like Robin Hoods. We have a chance, yada yada yada. Yeah. But the second we draw blood, it's going to be over for us or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to be the biggest. We're going to be the most wanted people. Yeah, yeah. The second that we draw blood, will be like the most wanted people in the country.
So yeah, that character death has obviously drastic implications for the security of their plan, but then also we get that little emotional sting as well. I just think that I don't know. Something that would have been cheap.
I think the reason why it wasn't cheap is because it feels like he was a member of the team first and her like little boy toy second.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of it. And so like I think that's probably why. I think it's because like someone was gonna probably die anyway, and for it to be him was just like, oh well, that sucks that it's him, but I see why, because he and Tokyo were boyfriend, but that didn't ever define him, and that didn't ever define like his character, I think, and so I think that's why it just really that didn't bother me very much. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Good. Anyway, just I applaud the rate and when they like release key information to us non-linearly. It feels like it went through it went to an extra step instead of just going through the motions of how a lot of other people handle a non-linear narrative like that. Granted, hey, we only saw the first episode, but if that trend continues, it's along those lines, it's doing good.
Yeah.
We obviously we obviously only highlighted 3 of the actors at the beginning, right? The Professor, Berlin, and Tokyo. But so I guess in general, do we have some standouts? Do we have some favorites?
Well,
ultimately, we've got a cast of like 10 people between the robbers and the bankers, or the mint workers. I guess it's not a bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a mint. Come on, Ben, get it together. Let's see. Hold on, I'm pulling up all of the cities. all of the cities.
Careful if you look at the Wikipedia page. There's some fucking spoilers in there.
Spurlers? Well, I loved Nairobi. The forgery lady, the other woman.
Yeah.
The only other woman. Nairobi was great. I also really, really loved let's see. There was the city who was like the bruiser, but not like we were talking about.
Oslo and Helsinki?
Yep. Oh yeah, the twins. Yeah. Well, his father and son, rather. Yeah.
Oh,
Oslo and Helsinki.
The father and son would be Moscow and Denver.
See, this is why you shouldn't name people after cities. But yeah, I'd liked the father and son.
Hey, if it helps,
I liked Moscow and Denver.
If it helps, on Wikipedia, their real names are right next to their city names.
Actually, that does help. Thanks.
But that doesn't mean anything to me, because I, having not watched the show, I'm not like gasping and going, his real name is Ramos.
Oh no, his real name is right. Like that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean shit
to me. But, it's literally that classic Justice League bit of when Lex Luthor switches bodies with the Flash, and he's like, "Finally, I'll find out who the Flash is." Takes off the mask, looks in the mirror, he's like, "I don't know who this man is."
You're right. I don't know who this is.
There's no effect on me right now to know that his name is Augustin Ramos.
No, and by the time we finally get around to finding out what their names are, I'm not going to remember any of this anyway. So
exactly. Anyway, point being. So sorry. Which ones did you mean? Moscow and Denver, or Oslo and
Moscow
Helsinki?
and Denver. The father and son. Oslo and Helsinki were they the brothers?
Cousins, apparently.
Who were they? Cousins. Okay, well, I knew they were family somehow, but yes, I also really liked them. I mean, I liked everybody on the team.
Yeah.
I really did. But I really, really liked the scene with the father and son when they get into the mint, when they see the money, and they have that conversation about how the father is not a great person, and the son kind of isn't either. Like, we're both idiots. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that this got brought up because of the translation thing. that I was telling you about.
Yes, you were. Yeah, you hinted towards something.
They mistranslated, like, in the English subtitles when they're talking and they're talking in Spanish and they're like kind of insulting each other and they call each other dumbasses. So like, it's like hide polla is the word. And like, it's actually more of an expression like your head is like a flaccid penis is basically
so
what
you called them a
is what
dickhead.
yes, but the dick is not like specifically a useless, like the dick is not functional. Is the that's the specific part. It's not like, or else they could have just said dickhead, but like there is a very specific nuance to it that implies in that word that the penis upon which is perched on the shoulders is non-functional.
Huh. That's actually really funny.
In it though?
So not even a dickhead. There's like
not even dickhead.
What
they
is
went
that?
with dumbass.
Yeah, what is that? Do we have an equivalent?
Dickhead's the closest,
Yeah,
but
I
like
guess.
yeah. But it's not nearly as barbing as that which rests upon your shoulders is a flaccid, unusable penis.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Romance languages, baby.
Actually, speaking of translation, so once again, this is not even related to Spanish, right? Bear with me on this.
Oh boy.
What I thought was cool was that as we were getting each of their like Ocean's 11 rundowns, right? Where it was like, Nairobi, height, blank, blank, weight, blank.
Oh,
they didn't actually do stats or
yeah.
anything, but you know what I mean? Where they were like, Moscow learned that he could make more money digging up. What I thought was cool was that the countries listed, or rather the countries written on the screen were the Spanish exonyms for those countries, as in states, cities.
Sure.
My God.
Cities, the cities.
All right. So like Moscow, which we obviously spell MOSCOW, was written as like MASCAU or something like that. Like
yeah.
I just
the
thought
Spanish
that was,
way.
Yeah, the way they say it, in the same way that like Germany does not call itself Germany, it calls itself Deutschland. But everyone else says Germany. That's what an exonym and I think the opposite is an endonym.
Yes, correct.
Means or whatever. Japan isn't Japan to Japan. It's Nippon. Stuff like that. China's got one. Germany's famously got one. There's like a country in Asia that just calls us like beautiful sky place instead of America.
Which one's? Oh, well, they're deeply misguided.
My sky looks great.
Ben.
What?
Ben.
What, the pollution?
No, just the everything else.
Oh.
I mean, I guess our literal skies look nice, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're a hellhole, but like... I don't know. What's there's that line from there's the line from the America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies. It's something we've attempted to promote as part of our image.
That's true.
Anyway, I don't remember what country that was though. Maybe I'll look it up later. But I just thought it was cool to refer to these cities like in the Spanish in the way they would refer to these other capitals. And what it reminded me of was that there is, as we dive deeper into the AI landscape, there was like this tech demo that was like showing how it was like a woman in a boat. It was like a specific scene from a movie, or there's just like a lot of water behind her or something, but it's like a specific scene from a movie. And the point of this AI model was to show that you could remap the actor's expressions to match a dub. So instead of dubbing artists trying to match or not bothering to because it's too complicated.
Right.
That they could make the actress's like mouth move to the translated Spanish or Chinese or whatever. I think that sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I don't want it either.
And I don't even mean for American products going out into other languages. I don't want to see that happen to Chinese movies coming in either.
Yeah, I would not want to watch.
I
would not want to watch a dubbed Money Heist with like weird moving mouths. I don't think so.
And like I immediately thought like, God damn, it would be easy if somehow Netflix had either an AI tech or access to the original files to like change the written words, the graphics on the screen to say Moscow as we spell it, MOSCOW.
But
I
that's
just,
part of
I
the
don't know.
charm.
Yeah, and that literally, that's what I'm getting at. It's
That's
like,
part of the
isn't the
charm.
charm knowing you're watching something from another culture?
Yes.
Like,
yes, it deeply is.
I don't want to watch Money Heist, but it's adapted for Americans. I want to watch Money Heist as it was made.
Exactly.
Now, granted, they also re-edited parts of it, as I said during the intro, to make it more episodic. But at least they didn't say like...
That wasn't a culture thing, though. That was a move to streaming thing.
Yeah.
That was that was a format issue instead of a cultural issue. So it's different.
Yes, absolutely. But I just like, isn't the charm coming from like watching knowing it comes from another culture? Like how much would it suck if they were like, what we have to do is rob the royal mint of America? Like, we'll need to go down to, and instead of Barcelona, they like literally swap out Washington, D.C. Like, just keep it.
Right.
It's interesting to me because it takes place in Spain. Like,
somewhere else, yeah.
Or whatever. I'm not saying that they would necessarily like change all the locations to appeal to us or whatever.
No, but I get it.
But like stuff like the Spanish word for a different city appearing on the screen, or whatever, or even like a kind of like a messy dub track that doesn't match like the actor's lips. I know. I'm engaging in the artifice of television. You don't need to like.
I know.
You don't need to like sand it down for me. You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, I hear you. I agree.
But in general, I just thought I thought that was cool. Because the opposite is a demonym.
Whoa, I didn't know.
Which makes sense because the name for a group of people that live within a place is called they're denizens.
Denizens, yeah.
Right. As in a denizen of America is an American.
Yep.
Language.
Damn,
words are so cool.
I love it. We're so cool.
Anyway,
It's so smart.
I like that those details are left in. It makes me feel like I'm watching something from another place, and obviously that is what I want. When I am purposely sitting down to watch international television.
Right.
I just feel like culturally we've taken a lot of steps to try to appeal to everyone in mass media, and I mean that as a positive. I mean like literally like the Fast and the Furious movies having like constantly like globe trotting or whatever to try to like appeal to more like, oh, this one takes place in Dubai, this one takes place over here.
Right.
You know, or and picking up new actors around the world as they do, or whatnot. You know, like there's clear attempts to make things more international, right? We make less comedies because they're harder to translate.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a step too far to like erode what works in a piece of media to try to appeal outwardly when like I think the appeal is what's already in the media. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to be like the appeal is coming from inside the media.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, you know, but that's what happens when corporations mess with art, you know?
Yeah, there we go. And
general.
ultimately it feels like it's a studio move more than an artistic move. Which bothers me. I just found that interesting because honestly, hey, I'll be honest, didn't even occur to me that Moscow had a Spanish exonym.
Me either. When I first saw these exonyms, it took me like a split second to be like, oh, that's right. Different places call things different stuff because languages are different.
Yeah, and like no
like,
shit, but it does kind of need to be spelled out in front of us sometimes.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Anyway, I like knowing that kind of stuff. Like, oh, country X calls country Y Eastland. Because it's to the east.
It's very,
Isn't that
very
cool?
fun.
Or it comes from their medieval term for the money havers because they showed up with the money.
You know what this is, Ben?
Yeah.
This is culture. This is gaining culture. When you watch, like, this is the textbook definition of gaining culture. When you watch something from somewhere else and learn a thing or realize a thing or remember a thing about how other cultures live, that's gaining culture.
Mm-hmm. And we're so cultured, by the way.
So cultured.
Even if we have to be reminded of it sometimes. What else about Money Heist worked for you?
Other than everything? It's just everything. It was absolutely everything. I I really was caught up in I'm so mad that I couldn't keep watching it. So happy we're recording this. So if I could finally fucking keep watching this show, because like the end, obviously ending the way that it did. Now everything's gone tits up, and I really got to know what happens with the rest of the season.
Yeah. Folks, we first watched this show like 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I am super excited. I just love it. I just think it's such a snappy, smart, visually stunning. The costumes, even the details of putting the X's over the eyes in the sleep masks they put over the hostages. Like, why did they do that? Because it looks fucking dope, and I just thought it was really good.
Yeah,
and there are definitely things that I need to know more about. Like, why did we care about this high school girl? Like, who is she and why is she important? Like, why did they specifically need to find her? Exciting stuff. I'm excited. Like, they've set up a lot of really cool things and they better follow through. But I get the feeling that they will.
No, certainly. Yeah. Okay. So what do they say? Like, our little lamb is almost in the
our little lamb
or something. There was a moment just because of the way this episode was structured. Tokyo says something like, this reminds me of like the day before. I must have misread the subtitle, but it reminds me of the day before I was proposed to. And then
no, that's what she said.
Yeah, or something like that. But I suppose there's no good day for a heist or something like that.
Yes, that is what she said.
But then it cut to like a younger girl on a school bus, and I thought, oh, origin story.
So did I. But it wasn't. It was a completely different situation.
The fact that we both thought it makes me think that was an intentional fake out.
I think so too.
That it looks like she's going into a memory, but then we find out that is an unrelated character existing simultaneously.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, you wanted to know more about that? Too fucking bad. We're moving on to this now. Come along for the ride. I do agree with you. I think that was probably intentional.
Yeah, I mean, it then cuts outside of the bus and we see, not Tokyo, but Nairobi. Touch her earpiece and be like, okay, we're on target or whatever. Our little lamb has entered the building, I think is the exact line or whatever.
And then you're like, oh, so this girl's important. Why?
Yeah.
But that's the thing is they don't tell you, like they wait to tell you. They give you like a little amuse-bouche of information. And then they're like, don't worry, we'll get to it. But you got to come along on the ride we're taking you on first. So I like the answer is in the gift shop at the end of the ride. Okay. So just...
We both watched theme park videos last night. I know.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, here it is. America's exonym in Chinese is beautiful country, which is nice of them to say historically.
It is.
We've nice given them a lot of grief, and it's nice of them that they still think highly of us in a vague sense.
They still think highly of us
in one specific way.
In one way, in etymology.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hallucinated the sky part of that, I guess, but still, the fact I don't know. That's sweet. I'm not going to look up what we call them.
That's great. Just don't.
That added an interesting twist, and I'm not sure how she's meant to be relevant specifically. I mean, that's not like uncommon or whatever to use like a like National Treasure has Nicolas Cage sends in that kid to go read the Declaration of Independence like for him. Or it's the Franklin letters.
Yeah, and like in The Sopranos, like when the FBI is like tailing the family, they call them like Mrs. Bing and Baby Bing and Princess Bing and like so it's not uncommon to to have code names for them, especially especially because like what if they're getting intercepted or what, like whatever. I get it.
Sure.
There's a need for anonymity. There's a need for confidentiality. I just don't know what that is yet, and I can't wait to find out.
Oh, sure. I guess I meant more like that it's like common, like I think using a school trip as a cover for a crime or something, or like using a bunch of kids as a distraction.
Yes. Okay. I'm following you now.
Because nobody, now granted in that movie, Sean Bean does end up suspecting the child of funneling information to Nick Cage. But I just mean like in general, I think like, we're going to rob this place. It's the day of the field trip or something.
Yeah. No, that's super common. You're absolutely right.
Literally later in National Treasure, they do the whole prisoner exchange thing during like Fleet Week.
That's right. It's been a while since I've seen National Treasure and I've only watched it twice. So
Lesley, happy Saturday. You can do whatever you want tonight, but I'm just saying you could watch National Treasure.
I could if I wanted to. Or I could watch more Money Heist. I could do anything.
That's right. You could do anything you want. But I just mean in general, that's common. Like we're using an event, a school trip, a celebration as a cover. Nobody will notice the crime's gone until 20,000 people have left the building.
Right.
Ocean's 11 takes place the night
Ocean's 11 does that boxing match.
Yeah.
We just had the same thought at the same time. I saw the light bulb go off. I'm like, whoa.
yeah. That's right. There's a huge, because Andy Garcia's character, the casino owner, is like, he's like in the boxing arena when it goes off. Or whatever.
It kind of feels like a big distraction is a staple for heist planning.
You could say so. But anyway, I think it's interesting that they literally, but then why her specifically? The fact that it's not just like, okay, the students are heading in, but it's okay, our
and they need that one. And then Tokyo's like freaking out because she can't find this one girl. And that's like this one girl that she has been specifically tasked with like taking as a hostage personally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll find out.
That's just, I don't know. That's interesting to me because like, does she know she's involved?
No, I don't think she does. Like based on the way that she was behaving, and but who could say? Who could say? The impression I got from the one episode that we watched is that she has no idea that she's in it. Like she might be like some important poobah's daughter, and so she maybe knows that.
Sure,
like,
yeah, maybe she's as a hostage, or a hostaging. Excuse me, as a negotiator.
Right. Situation. They have like, oh, you're the owner of the mint or whatever, and we have your daughter. Like, so I mean,
something along those lines.
Who can say? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, but in general, I don't know. Interesting chemistry. I think they chose the right moments to hide and reveal things in a way that I would normally roll my eyes at, but here,
they really nailed it though.
So well planned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where this is going. I sound like I'm wrapping up. We simply don't have to.
Oh, no. I don't really have a whole lot else left to say either. I mean,
the professor is interesting to me. It feels like the professor and Berlin are normally one character. That there is like the suave, competent planner is like, it feels like they split Danny Ocean into two guys.
Okay.
Not that Danny Ocean is a killer necessarily, but like, maybe I take back immediately what I just said.
Okay.
I just think I think it's
interesting.
To
no one else ever even has to hear it.
Hey, you're right. That's the magic of editing. But it feels like our mastermind character doesn't have a lot of like capital P presence.
Correct. He does not have a lot of charisma or like you said, capital B presence. He is a Danny Ocean type in that he is the mastermind of the deal. And he is, like of course, when we were doing heist stuff and we talked about leverage, way back, we were, there's the Nate character, the mastermind in leverage. And he also has like, it's almost like the professor is not of the heist mindset usually, whereas the rest of these guys are.
It's about maintaining a heist mindset.
It's about, when you're on the heist grind, it's about maintaining the heist mindset.
Never stop heisting.
Never stop heisting.
Yeah, capital P presence. Yeah, it feels like that's the subversion of it, is that it feels he does feel like so intelligent is the wrong word, but so
like kind of like scholarly.
There we go. Yeah.
Scholarly.
Yeah.
He's less cunning and crafty and more patient and scholarly.
Yeah,
I guess is why he's called the professor. I can't think of the word right now, but some kind of,
methodical.
Someone who teaches classes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah. I mean, but the fact that he's like all method and doesn't get into the field himself, and remains and he's always man in the van is very interesting to me.
And he is always just, when they show shots of him observing and listening, he is just so concentrated and so quiet and so still and just so clearly focused. There's no emotion ever. And I just think he's an interesting character. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see that get more chaotic, as obviously their plan has gone very off the rails, and we have no reason to believe that the guy who's doing all the setup is anywhere near the mint.
Right. He might not even be in Spain for all we know.
Right? Yeah. He could be across the border in France.
Yeah.
Um,
France.
France. That's France's exonym is that I just put the mustard on it.
Cute.
But yeah, as things are undoubtedly about to get more chaotic, but we don't know where our lead planner actually is, nor necessarily if he has a plan.
Right.
I did love that.
Or if this was his plan.
Oh, ooh, okay, interesting. I did love that exchange toward the beginning where someone was like, "Are you serious? 5 months?" After he pitches that we have to like stay underground for 5 months to learn the ins and outs of this building. I did love his reasoning of like, some people spend like 2 to 4 years for the chance at a job. This is 5 months for like the world's biggest salary you could ever have or whatever.
You could ever have. Like, just suck it up.
Yeah, there does appear to be a real strong attempt, and it pays off, obviously, with like him, Moscow, and Denver all like realizing that it isn't just like, yay, this will be a nice payout. It is nice to see the number go up in your bank account. But they all have this idea of like, no, this is like life-changing amounts of money. You don't need to work again. Like,
neither will your children, neither will your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And I think he actually says that. He says,
oh yeah, literally.
You won't work again. Your children won't work again. Your grandchildren will never work.
But I really liked that exchange specifically between Moscow and Denver when they're in the vault. And he's like, it has to be this because what else do you know how to do? Like, you've never sent out a CV anywhere.
Right,
You don't know how to get a job. Whereas, like, if we finish this, like, we're set. That's it, period.
Right.
And you just don't have to worry about those kind of things. I don't have to go back to jail risking my ass for something else, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's...
Right. If we could just nail this, we're good forever.
And I think maybe in general, this show is good at, even though we only have, like, you and I only have, like, 1/10 of the information of the first season or whatever. Right. I think that it does, like, a really good job.
That's 10%.
That's 10%. Probably even less.
Anyways.
That there's like, it feels like there's real stakes because it feels like these are real people. That perhaps because it is swaying away from archetypes, and obviously it's a bunch of actors that I haven't seen in anything. My brain, again, to keep going back to Ocean's 11, my brain is not like, Matt Damon will wiggle out of this one. It's
like, oh, they cast this person? That means they'll be fine. I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't have those thoughts because this isn't George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Matt Damon. This is 8 Spanish actors that I have only heard of for this particular show. Culture. But that it they add so many of these extra details that it really just makes me feel like, the stakes are there if they both fuck up and win. Right. Which maybe not everything that's maybe shorter, like a movie or whatever, necessarily has that kind of weight to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just repeating what the showrunners said, but I think the longer format like really does give it the advantage there.
It does because you get so much more opportunity to give. Because another thing about heist media is that in order to get us to root for these people who are very clearly committing crimes, I mean, first of all, the crimes have to be very cool, and heists are usually very cool, and they're cleverer than the people they're heisting against. And we like that. Then you need like another hook. Like, we need to know more about these characters to sympathize with them and to understand like what some of their motivations are. And we're getting that. In movies they have to do it very rushed, but even in like the first episode, we get the father and son and that, that motivation. We get some moments between Tokyo and Nairobi, and then of course the whole deal with Rio. But there's more room for that character development to breathe in the context of a high intensity, quickly told high story.
Yeah. And because of the non-linearity of it, more room for speculation on our end.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it compelling.
Which I like. Yeah.
There's a lot of, Severance is real popular right now. So there's like a lot of talk about like the kind of, what does J.J. Abrams call it? Like the magic box storytelling thing or mystery box, I think so, or whatever. Yeah.
Mystery box. Okay.
Where it's just the idea that like, it's all in service of a forever distant Lost does this, a forever distant reveal that sometimes doesn't end up clicking. Right.
that never clicks. Well, it never. Well, I feel like it so rarely does because when you hype it that much, whatever it is that you've got, and you give fans the ability to take their time trying to figure out what the fuck it could be, like a lot of the time they're gonna come up with something better than you came up with. I'm not gonna lie, like that's just what happens.
Better, or even just going in completely different directions or whatnot.
Yeah, or just in a complete, and that's bound to disappoint people.
Yeah, but obviously, just week to week speculation is good for a TV series. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that. But like,
obviously,
key difference between trying to interpret, like, say again in Severance or Lost or whatever, trying to interpret like symbols and meaning out of stuff versus like room to speculate like why characters do things. One's a little more tangible in our daily lives, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
We can relate to characters like greed or whatever more than we like necessarily can be like, ooh, what do the goats mean?
Right.
To literally use something from Severance. Yeah. I say that as a fan of Severance, I want to be clear, but
I know.
But it feels like the kind of more speculative aspects of this are something I can latch on to a little harder because they reflect my reality.
Yeah.
Any other additional thoughts about the old Money Heist? Actually, hey, real quick. I actually thought it was great in terms of cinematography and coloring. It feels like they have a dedicated.
I mentioned that. I mentioned the gorgeous, like the colors, the costumes, the cinematography, all that stuff.
Yeah, the crosses on their eyes. It feels like they have a really solid color palette that I wouldn't necessarily think is a. There's a lot of gray, and I would normally think like, oh, they didn't bother. But here it's the gray and then contrasted with like the red jumpsuits.
Red
makes it really intentional and feels. Yeah, I mean that's it.
Everything is well, the gray and the red together, I think, gives it gives a pop of color without it being loud. Like it is somehow like muted and vibrant at the same time, which I find very, very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that there's exactly. Yeah, literally exactly what you just said. And the exaggerated Dali masks and everything.
Yes.
This thing it almost feels like it has an aesthetic without necessarily having an aesthetic, and it does. But it's
very interesting. I agree with you.
There's good contrast there.
I totally agree. I love looking at it.
I thought it was really funny that the opening song or whatever is in English. Just that,
I thought so too.
Just that, literally, how many shows have we watched in which there's like a foreign language song that is meant to communicate a mood, but we don't necessarily know what it means or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to hear the reverse of that, where it was just in a English, whatever, song, it was just kind of, it was funny. It was, whatever, I say this with no disrespect, but clearly not a famous song or a famous artist.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a song I'd ever heard.
It was just, I don't know. It was an interesting inversion of that because I'm obviously so used to hearing it the other way around, where they throw in a Spanish song or a French song to communicate a mood. But I'm not necessarily sure what the lyrical content of that is or whatever.
Yeah, interesting.
I just thought that was a fun twist. That doesn't normally happen.
It looks like this song actually came out in 2017 and it is specifically for this.
Oh, it's
soundtrack.
Interesting. Topical and
that's
new.
Super interesting.
Oh, well. Lesley, any other absolute highlights? A version of What's Our Favorite Joke, but for moments.
Yeah. This is not the jokiest. Although I guess that for me, the biggest highlight, which I know I mentioned before, is probably the way that it gets you so quickly from the credits, the opening credits, to here is Tokyo in a room with all of these people. Yeah. It's very much the premise is airtight, very quick. And I think that was really refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I agree. I also love the way that the entire, I actually found this in my notes just now. I love the way the entire classroom is set up so that when somebody asks, so what are we robbing? He can do that down the barrel point and gesture to the model of the Royal Mint that's been behind them the whole time. The way the camera just zooms back or whatever. It's
the cinematography is real good.
Fucker, you set up for this. I know you did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's one of those slick heist moments that it's why you watch heist stuff.
It's why you watch heist stuff. Is the appeal of the Ocean's movie literally not the editing?
Yeah.
It's the stylism.
I mean,
sleek.
Right. It's sleek. It's clever. It's, we love heist shit is so cool.
Well, in that case, hey folks, my name is Ben. You can find me online as Sufficient Owls pretty much anywhere. You can check out all of my work over at infinitybreak.net, the stuff that I make and the stuff I make with other people. And of course, I stream on twitch.tv/infinitybreakgaming and make plenty of podcasts over at infinitybreak.net, as I just said. Leslie, where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me at Vanetti, like you said, pretty much everywhere that matters. And that's pretty much all you really need to know. I'm not giving you my address, but you can hang out with me online. They don't give you my address.
Leslie and I have been thinking about making some bonus content. You can tune into patreon.com/infinitybreak for that. As with everything else, everything's available at infinitybreak.net. Thank you so much for listening to Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. We will be back with another episode of International Television soon.
Thanks so much.